So as mentioned in my last video, I dropped the camera, but a new one has arrived. That's the advantage of having an Amazon warehouse about 10 minutes away from your house. Came with about 3 hours delivery. Anyway, we are back in action. Let's go find a bike. Let's make our way downtown. So guys, we are heading downtown, passing the National Cathedral here in just a bit. It's a pretty nice day out. Oh, a few clouds in the sky over the cathedral. We're going to head down to the Vice President's house. We got a report of a hazmat incident down there, but I think it's just a fuel spill from some of the construction guys. They didn't even call the hazmat crew, they just called a regular fire truck. Then we're going to go over to the White House and maybe make our way up to the Capitol. We're definitely hungry though. I'm tired of eating the same food every day. So we're going to find something new today. Nah, who are we kidding? We're probably going to end up at Rockland's. Just get barbecue again. We're going over here to the Master Clock because I have discovered something. What have I discovered? I have discovered that Steve Jobs is wrong. So look at that. Did you see that? You didn't see it. But Apple time is 1 second behind. What? 11:43. Guy wanted to see the clock. So, look at this. Great. All right, so we're timing Apple time against the US clock time. Ooh, it's pretty close. Oh, but there's definitely a discrepancy. Apple is a little bit behind US Naval Observatory time. We're gonna have to go back at the 60 frames a second that we filmed this in, do this in slow motion, but we'll get to the bottom of this. Because time is a precise thing. Time has to be precise. And even if it's a little bit off, well, then it's a little bit off. Now the fuel spill was down here, 3200 Mass Avenue, but I think it's cleared by now. But if we see a fire truck, well, then it hasn't. Unless it was by chance up on the Naval Observatory. Because there is construction up there, but I think it was down here. There's our Secret Service entrance. Oh, this sidewalk is closed. So some of you remember I usually go over here and get French fries at this falafel place. That's Julia Child's house, that yellow one. I mentioned that before. These are typical East Village apartments. This is known as the East Village. It's the quieter part of Georgetown. Fewer students, less insanity. But the houses aren't really necessarily as big. But I always lived in the East Village when I lived here in Georgetown. It was actually a little bit easier to park. And given that no one has a garage, parking is a very big thing. Very big deal. Whoa. Down on the Potomac. God, what a pretty day. Look at those clouds. Those are some amazing clouds today. And we'll look back up to the Key Bridge in Georgetown. Oh, we got a few more tourists here today. Getting a bit more crowded. Oh, people out here getting their re-enlistment photos or graduation photos. New officers. There's a bicycle club. They made it to Washington. Oh, but there are baby ducks. There are baby ducks. Uh-oh. I think it's a baby duck detour. Baby duck detour. It keeps threatening like it's going to rain. All the forecasts say no rain, but these clouds, they look like they're going to dump on us. What's that? Another helicopter. It's a muscle flight. US Army. I think if you sat here and counted helicopters all day, you'd get into like 40 or 50 helicopters a day. You'd probably at a dozen an hour sometimes. That's the 4th helicopter I've seen since the Lincoln Memorial. So Secret Service stops every vehicle that goes in there. ID checks. If they're police officers, they usually let them go. Sometimes, look at that, he's got his binoculars, he's signaling to someone on the other side. Yeah. Huh. Kind of suspicious. Secret Service bicycle cops over here. I don't think we have a motorcade or a helicopter today. The schedule is open. So over there, you can see the African American History Museum has actually reopened. People are coming in. The very first tourists are visiting. They have timed entry permits. You can't just walk in, but if you get a ticket online, you can go to the Smithsonian's African American History Museum, one of the first museums to reopen on the mall. And it opens today. Greetings from the Department of Agriculture. We are down, just grabbed a new bike down here on the Smithsonian Mall, and we're gonna make our way up to the US Capitol because I got a question. Is the National Guard still at the US Capitol? And the answer is maybe. I mean, I've only seen a few in the last 2 weeks. So let's go up and take a look because I really don't know the answer if there are any left. So we're gonna make our way up Capitol Hill as best we can. Up here is a Ram car. I've pointed these out at the White House before. But Ram cars are designed to stop oncoming vehicles like trucks or whatever, and they are to swing out into the road and ram any potential car bomb or the like. Usually it suffices just to turn the lights on and scare people away. I want to go left. Let's see what's over here. Okay, so now we're up at the fence line of the Capitol, and let's see if we can find any National Guard guys, because I have not seen National Guard down here in weeks. Ooh, this is kind of a ramp. This is kind of tricky. Ooh, made it. Cops. Look at the sprinklers running. I didn't even know they had sprinklers here. I guess makes sense. That's kind of a cool picture. Hang on a second. I guess they gotta water the grass. It's trampled on a bit. I honestly didn't even know they had sprinklers. I mean, all the time I've been here, I've never seen sprinklers. But I guess they do have landscaping sprinklers. That's kind of far out. Nope. Still just Capitol Police. We haven't seen any National Guard. I think there's a couple National Guards guys down here. I saw some last week down here. So if we're gonna find any, I think it's gonna be right up here. Nope. They were here the other day, but they're not in that building. I wonder. All right, you know what this means, though. We got to go around the whole building. Yep. We got to find one. So the only people you see is, occasionally I see Capitol policemen walking like a patrol back behind that fence line. And I see groundskeeping guys too. That actually looks like a congressman over there. He has that kind of dumb look about him. It's funny, when we worked on Capitol Hill, you could show us a photo of like 10 people, and every one of us could just look at the picture, and not knowing who it was, but we could just tell the look and say, yep, that's the congressman, that's the congressman. They had that look. This is where the officer was killed in the attack that took place about a month or two ago. No National Guard here. So yeah, we chatted a bit with the officers. Didn't want to put it on camera, but they put up a memorial for the officer who fell in that location. Just a photograph for the other officers and for the senators as they go by to remember the sacrifice that poor guy made. We're now up by the Supreme Court. We have yet to see a single National Guard guy, pretty much anywhere. Guess they're renovating these design things out here. Let's go this way. And we still have yet to see a single National Guard soldier anywhere around here. I think they're gone. That's what it looks like. It's the Library of Congress, the old historic building. That's really a beautiful building inside. Okay, we're going around the whole perimeter. There is nothing. I don't think they're still here. All right, so we're at 2nd and C as in Charlie Street. This is going to take us back by the Republican National Headquarters, which is where the pipe bomb was placed on January 6th. They're still looking for that bomber, and I think the FBI said they have pretty much no leads whatsoever. Some of the security footage came from some of these houses. Some of these old houses have security cameras, and they were able to detect the guy walking down the street when he planted the bombs, but they didn't reveal much more information than that. I think the actual device was in an alley down here, or at the front gate here on my left. This is the Capitol Hill Club, and then the Republican National Committee over here. And this is where all the parties are held, like fundraisers for congressmen and stuff. This is the Republican National Committee. This is the Republican headquarters right here. Tortilla Coast. This is a classic Washington, D.C. tradition, but it's going out of business from what I understand. They're closing down soon. And Bull Feathers, named after Teddy Roosevelt's Bull Feathers, that's another classic Washington, D.C. hangout for Hill staff. I think it's like a rite of passage when you get a job up here on Capitol Hill, you go to one of those two pubs. New Jersey Avenue, we rode down this the other day. We saw the train, we saw AOC's house, but that's the Democratic National Club. And down here is the DNC headquarters. They used to be in the Watergate Hotel. I think that's when they were building this place. They actually were in the Watergate, and that's when that Democratic National Headquarters. There was a bomb placed around here somewhere too, but I'm not exactly sure where it was down at the DNC, because I didn't really recognize much of it. Oh, let's cross here. Oh, I just saw two. I didn't show them to you, but there were two guys in National Guard uniforms who just walked into that building. Last minute, the Rayburn building, we saw two National Guard guys walk into the garage. They were too far away for me to film, but I guarantee you, I did see them. But boy, talk about drastically reduced numbers. Basically not really any much of a presence anymore. So, the answer to the question, are there any National Guard guys left at the U.S. Capitol? I guess so. I guess a couple, but not so many that you'd actually see. They must be all hidden away inside somewhere. They put in some barriers today. They're going to try to mix cars and people in Black Lives Matter Plaza. So part of it will be reserved for cars, and part of it will be reserved for pedestrians. So this is the matters part. And there you can see the DC government moving their big crash barriers into position so they can have a pedestrian plaza and they can have a vehicular plaza. So this road will technically be open to cars, but only one lane. This lane right here. Well, fences are still here. Honestly, I think the Secret Service wants to permanently keep these sort of fences or some sort of fence out here that they can open and close access to the park easily as needed. Wow, they already rebuilt all the BLM Plaza. Ah, pretty day. TV crews here. How do you like? So apparently a lot of you saw that there was like a group of agents up on top of the White House. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I did see one agent put that video up there. Just the one guy. Oh, there he is. He's behind on the left, walking behind that little glass lookout place. Who else is here? We were talking to Voice of America. There's a few media people here. So down there towards the West Wing, everything is really quiet. And over here on the West Wing Park, let's see if we can see the Marine. Yeah, I can see the Marine with the naked eye, but let me put on the camera so you guys can see. Hey guys, I'm at the White House. We can't see much going up on the roof. We see the normal collection of tourists, Secret Service, occasional protesters, but I don't see the normal ones today. But I did find a citizen journalist.
Citizen journalist? I'm the people's journalist, Andrew.
God, I did it again. So that's Mustang Medic. He's about to smoke a cigar, and I think he's got a video coming up later.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to.
Yeah, and he's got a scooter too. He's like a full-time scooter.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don, for that.
So anyway, yeah, guys, that's what's up here at the White House. It's pretty chill Friday.
It is. But we do have troops, Andrew.
Oh, you found how many?
We One busload was loading, the other busload was unloading.
Oh wow, you saw a bunch.
I saw a busload unloading, and it's on video right now. So the
Okay.
troops are back. I just reported there were no troops for like a week.
That's what I
And
just
they
saw.
pulled in today, so that's kind of breaking news. We don't know what's going on. But
Okay, I saw two soldiers. That was it.
I saw about, you'll see it on video, about 9 or 10 of them getting off the bus, and
Yeah.
a number of them getting on. At first, I was reporting they were leaving, and then I saw them unload, and I'm like, holy crap.
So they are back.
I contradicted myself in my own video.
There are a few. So there are a few National Guard
These are
guys.
always happening in D.C.
Yeah. It's Secret Service. Looks like a military guy walking. Yeah, I don't know who it is though. Maybe they're going to check a tree. Looks like looks like a ranger. That's like an interior. So there's one guy dressed in National Park Service ranger gear. I can't make out who the other guys are. So there you can see out in Pebble Beach, someone is getting interviewed. One of the, maybe that's Fox News or CBS or something. I don't know who's in blue right now. But that's a live feed from Pebble Beach in front of the White House. So guys, we have walked around the White House and it's kind of quiet, to be honest. Doesn't seem to be much going on. There's a lot of tourists here. Ran into Mustang Medic. He's gonna smoke a cigar and watch a little bit longer. I gotta run out right now, do some kid stuff. So are there National Guard guys still at the Capitol? Well, yeah, I saw 2, and apparently Mustang saw almost a dozen. So there's still some sort of presence. They're not patrolling like they used to. I mean, literally we used to see hundreds of National Guard guys. Now I had to bike 3 miles just to see 2. A lot of it just depends, if we're there at a shift change or we're there at a certain time or not another time. Could be a wildly different thing. I could have come back. I literally could have come back and said I saw absolutely no National Guard guys. At the same time, Mustang was on the other side of the place and he saw a dozen or so. It's just how it happens. As for the White House, I rushed over as soon as I got a note that there was something going on. Didn't get there in time, I guess. I didn't see anything on the roof, just the one sharpshooter, which is honestly kind of normal. I did see that group walking around on the grass with a ranger. I mean, it looked like a National Park Service uniform, so I don't know. The National Park Service is responsible for the grounds, but I'm sure they coordinate with the Secret Service and everybody else whenever they do anything. Or, hey, maybe it was a tour. I don't know. I really don't. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. Next week, a lot of the museums reopen. We should start seeing more people coming to Washington. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more activity than there was this week. This week was, well, honestly quite quiet. There were no motorcades, there were no helicopters, no activity really of any sort. It was a pretty boring week. But hey, next week, who knows what I'll see. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Show Not Tell. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.